Hello everybody, Stephanie here. Greetings from my backyard. Like, really? That's not sunshine on that roof of the house behind me, nor is that sand on the leaf pile. It is April 9th and we woke up. We had 2 inches of snow this morning when we woke up, which was really interesting for those of you who live locally. It was quite warm for snow. So I don't know how I ended up sticking to the ground, but thankfully it didn't stick to the roads. And oh well, it is what it is. I could complain about the winter. They will not let go. But I guess all seasons take as long as they take. Some hold on a little longer than they should or that we expect. So, wonder which one it is that it should or is it should expect. So, okay. So it's been a long time. I've had, look, to so many of you who have reached out to me, thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Like, I try to get back to everybody personally, and yes, okay, no, not everything is okay, but I am alive and I am well, and you know, I think I said at the beginning of the year, you know, this is just a journey, and I didn't write anything down today. I've kind of procrastinated coming live because I am so transparent, and you all would call me on my crap if I wasn't so. And anyway, I didn't know what to say or how to say because I really don't have a whole lot of answers or understanding myself. But it is what it is, and I also realized I needed that season to turn completely inward. And so that's what I have been doing, is I have been working on my personal life, and maybe not so much my personal life, more so myself, the big S self, the one that dwells within. So there's that. So for those of you who have reached out and asked about where I have been and if everything is okay and checking in on me, I really do appreciate it. It means the world to me that that you care enough to do so. And then so many of you I see in person, and so most of you, not most of you, but a lot of you already know some of the stuff that's going on. But in January, which was really interesting, we launched the YouTube channel, and I dropped the daily drop because that seemed to add a lot of pressure to my already insane schedule to come live every day. And, you know, doing this is not my cup of tea per se. Writing is my thing, and so that's how this blog started, was as a blog, and writing and talking about eclectic approaches to this hectic world that we live in, and which is what we continue to kind of do. And it has evolved. The blog evolved, and then back in April, which I'll get into in a minute, I started the Year of Yoga, which didn't start out at that. And the blog evolved even further, and then in July, or in June, late June, early July, whenever, it moved into a vlog. And so I understand that a lot of you prefer this means, because then you can watch and you don't have time to read. And I know that even though I feel like I get just as wordy live as I do in the blog, I understand. And so it may still be a mixture of the two. I did write a little bit while I was on this last trip, and it's very cathartic. I mean, it is my release. So perhaps, and I haven't been working on the book, which is the whole reason we went to the vlog. So I'm having to evaluate everything right now. So there's that. So we've had this evolution, and you know, we have this evolution personally, in different seasons of our lives, in different areas of our lives, and sometimes it's just a complete and utter overhaul, which I think is what's been going on with me. So how's everybody out there doing? I hope everybody is well, and I really enjoy keeping up on Facebook. So for those of you who do not keep up with me and follow me on Facebook, you can do that at Stephanie Legg, and then or on Instagram even at God's Girl _4 _ever. one of those two. I'll put it in the comments below when I know it off the top. I don't know it off the top of my head. So I know a lot of you who just follow me on the blog. It's been a while. For those of you who know me personally or follow me on those other two avenues, you see me quite often. So for those of you who have been reaching out and haven't been seeing me, that's a good way for you to keep up. And I do like to try to be as encouraging as positive there as well. So you'll find a little bit of what you find on the blog or vlog in my personal pages, because I really do try to practice what I preach. So, and again, I don't sugarcoat it, and I really don't. You what you see is what you get. And so it's the transparency thing has been what's been maybe not holding me back, because again, I think that I've had some things I've needed to deal with, which is why I've been on here. And that is the biggest part of it, is because some of the things that I'm going through in my personal life are they're very personal, and it's very difficult, and it doesn't just involve me. And so that's what makes it really hard, is because no matter what I talk about and go through, I really try not to drag other people into it. And that makes things just a little sticky, doesn't it? Especially in relationships. So, but at the same time, I've been feeling the pull inwardly to share, because I know what I'm going through is not single and isolated to me. And when I talk about it to others in different venues, I see the need for somebody to be open and talk about it and share from a real place, and how to shift it positively. Let me tell you, that's not easy right now. So, but what I want to talk about is today is the 9th, and next Tuesday will mark the year of yoga, which is truly exciting. And I'm not avoiding the other conversations, but since it's been a while since I've been on, I want to catch everything up and bring everybody up to speed before we go forward. So that's exciting, a year of yoga. So it was April 17th last year, and I would say after the holidays were tough. March is tough because it's like the marathon of birthdays, and my relationship, my marriage was not in a good place. I wasn't in a good place. I was in a really bad place, to be honest. And I just remember one day getting up and was like, that's it. If I'm going to live this type of life, then I'm going to use the benefits of being a privileged wife. It was my thought process, is that I'm going to hire somebody to come and clean the house, and I'm going to go to yoga. That was really what landed me in yoga, y'all. I'm not kidding you. And it was I'm being very honest about my thought process, and I was not in a good place, but that's where I was. So it is what it is. So I had made arrangements with somebody that I trusted to come to clean the house, and found myself that morning, and you've heard me talk about that, found myself landed at the doorstep of the Folded Leaf Monday, April 17th at 11 a.m. I think. It was a noon class, and Tracy Levine was my first yoga instructor there, and the lady that I'll remain nameless that was standing at the desk that morning when I checked in, I said, I'm here, I'm going to do 30 days of yoga. And she said, okay. And I said, I'm blogging this experience, so I will be here. I'm committing to 30 days to my readers. And the lady then was turned around and she was like, well, that's quite a commitment. She was like, 30 days of yoga. And I was like, I'm going to be here every day. And 2 weeks in, I committed to the year of yoga. And so I guess technically it would be 3 weeks from now would be the full year of yoga. But the journey started on April 17th. And I think about that lady often, because every time I would show up and she was there, she would encourage me, like, I just can't believe that you're here. And she had no idea, can't believe I'm going to get emotional about this. She had no idea what I was going through in that moment and how much I needed that encouragement to keep moving forward. And so then you guys encouraged me to keep moving from there. So when my 30 days were up there, you know, some of you were going to other places in town and, you know, wanted me to check out those studios as well. And I didn't get it then because, I mean, I had done yoga and I had been doing yoga on and off for 20 years. And just, getting to the point of the community. So, and I get that now, because when you're part of the community and you love what you have, and if you know me, if I love something, I'm going to share it with you, that you wanted to share with me your all's places, your communities. And so from there, I made my way, well, that's when we left out west. School was over, wrapping up. Then we had our trip, and then we had, the big fiasco, and which also turned my relationship around. So, you don't know what life is bringing. So we went through hell, and then we gained something that we thought that we would never have again. So from everything we lost, we got something back that we didn't think was possible. And then in July, I started at the LifeSpring studio when it was downtown, and that is when I understood it was so much more than just the year of yoga. It was so much more than blogging that experience and sharing it with you. It was so much more than everything that I could have ever imagined, because in that time I needed that time on the mat. That's when it became sacred, and which is why I'm still part of that community, to be honest. I think it was summer solstice, the day that we got back from our trip out west. And, when you're traveling and you have gone through something traumatic, it really doesn't hit and sink in until you get home. And so it was the arrival at home that I saw, I needed a new place. And so it was just interesting that I ended up with Sarah Golden on the lawn of the Capitol that evening, which is exactly where I was supposed to be and exactly who I was supposed to be with. And I was with her quite often through that 30 days there at LifeSpring. And anybody who knows her knows she's an angel. So it's just... so much has happened, and I don't know where I'm going with this. I feel like I'm rambling. But then, I did some time at Yoga Power, but that's where we started going live. Like, it was, I felt the need. I would send pictures and go, do the blog, and somebody said something about, how much easier it would be to walk into a studio if you knew what to expect. And that's when the light bulb clicked on, is like, I can bring you through the door of the studio live. And so that's kind of where the vlog was really born, was there in that time there in that studio. And so many things blossomed, and again, just more evolution. In every step of the journey, you're brought the people and the tools that you need to move forward, even if it doesn't feel like that. I laugh because I need to hear that myself. And so then, it was way back in the Folded Leaf that somebody said to, a lady who was subbing for somebody said to me, you really need to do teacher training, and she planted that seed. And so here I am, in October, starting a teacher training program. And who would have thought a year of yoga would have changed my life as drastically as it has? And so here I am. We have 2 more weekends left, and I'm done with teacher training. And I love the community that we have developed at LifeSpring. I love the friends that I have made, the family that I have made. It's a really beautiful experience. And I don't remember when I started teaching. I guess it was in was it January? Might have been January, February. And the evolution of that has just been beautiful. And so many times, I don't know, the space is sacred. And so to all of you guys, thank you very much for, even though I'm holding the space, and you thank me for what I'm doing, you're holding me up in my life right now. So very, very beautiful. I'm sitting here like a basket of tears and emotions, because I didn't expect to go here today. So whatever, it's been a while. And I'm totally a fish out of water when it comes to being live and doing the vlog. But maybe this is what this new chapter is bringing. Not that I haven't always been transparent and authentic, but perhaps behind the words of the writing, you don't get to see the fullness of it. And so here it is. So things are chaotic and unknown, and I don't even want to say scary, because there are times that I can allow it to be scary, but I also know it's part of the process. So, and I'll get into more of that later on, because I'll be here forever and I have to go pick up kids. But know whatever you're going through in life, that you're here in this moment for a reason, and you can either fight it kicking and screaming and negativity, or you can embrace the situation knowing something positive, something beneficial, not just to you, but to the world, is going to come from it. I mean, it is the refinements. So that's it. It's like you can either let your circumstances define you, or you can let them refine you. And it really is a choice. And so, yes, that's easier said than done. Whoever is saying that, I can hear you all the way here right now in this moment. That is so much easier said than done. You're right. You have to have the tools. You have to have the tools when you make the choice. And if you've ever gone to build something or bake something, or I remember the one time I was trying to make hard candy, like therapeutic natural cough drops. I didn't have a candy thermometer, and it was that huge lesson to me that if you do not have the proper tools, you will not get the outcome. It will be a difficult process. It will not come out the way that you want it. You know, it can be negative. So yes, if you decide to let life refine you, you have to have the tools to get you through whatever the circumstances is. So there are, and that's why I'm always constantly talking about the emotional, the holistic toolbox. I mean, it's not just emotional, even though I feel very emotional right now. It is physical, it is spiritual, it is mental, it is emotional. So it's all of those things. So I encourage you to seek out the tools that you need in this season to get where you're going. And also then be present in the moment, because that's what's really difficult to do, is when you are being completely conditioned by your past and completely terrified, or having no clue about the future. How can you live in the present time? Well, it is a juggle, and it is possible. And you have to find what works for you. And so obviously yoga is one of those tools that I have that I utilize, and still on a daily basis. There was only one day on this last trip that I did not get a yoga practice in, and I instead was extremely sunburnt, so there was not going to be any practicing. But I did lots of pranayama, lots of breathing that day, and we did a lot of kayaking, so it's not like I didn't get the physical and mental, spiritual, emotional. I got all of those things. It just was not on the traditional rectangle yoga mat. So anyway, I wanted to just catch up with everybody, and I'm back. And so I don't know on what basis that it will be. I'm not going to promise that it will be daily. I'm not going to promise that it will be live. Some of it may only be able to come through writing as I begin to share what's going on. And so everybody is well. So no worries there. It's just life is difficult, and I don't have to tell that to you guys. If you all are very honest with yourselves and others, life is difficult. But that's what also makes life very beautiful, is all of the different opportunities, however we can look at them, whether people look at them negatively or positively, but the opportunities to discover who you truly are, to discover who others truly are, or to just grow, because that's the point of I mean, gosh, we could just live. Do you know what I mean? We could all merely just live, but don't we all want to thrive? And I want to thrive. So Rumi said that the heart must continually break until it breaks open. And I'm probably butchering that terribly right now. But that was one of the quotes that was said to me by one of the other teachers. Shout out to the other Stephanie, that she said that she shared one day in a practice, was that you have to break your heart over and over again until it breaks open. And so I wrote about that day, and I'll share that. There's a lot of things that I have wrote on Facebook that I haven't been sharing on the blog page. So I'll I'll go back and I'll put some of those things there for you guys to see. And if for those of you who only follow me on the blog or through the vlog, through YouTube, you can follow me on Facebook and you can see those things as well. So it's not that I've been absent. I just haven't been coming through this media. So I'm still around. If you catch it, you've seen our whole trip. We went to Mexico, by the way, because I didn't say that. We went on a cruise. Not sure that we're cruise people, but I'll talk about that later this week as well. I'm very glad to be home, and you'll see I'm probably shaking as bad. It's not just cold, but I still have a little bit of sea legs, which is interesting because I didn't have those at sea. It didn't happen to me until we stopped at the first rest area on the way home. So, and it comes and goes. It's just really interesting. I found it very nice and beautiful and was looking at it very positively the first day. And the next day I was like, okay, I'm done with this. When can this end? So again, we can fight it, which makes it worse, or we can embrace it and look for the meaning, the silver lining in it, and find some gratitude, which not sure that I'm finding. Not necessarily in this movement that I've got going on. But anyway, I wanted to come live. I'm excited about the year of yoga. I'm excited to share with you guys, maybe not everything, but I'm excited to share a lot of the changes and the lessons that I have gained through this almost year of time. So more to come, more to come. So for now, much love to you all. Legs out.